This is not just another book about quitting your job. This is a template for liberation, a wake-up call for every dreamer sitting in a cubicle, scrolling job boards on lunch breaks, or silently screaming during Zoom meetings, wondering, is this really all there is to life? If you've ever felt trapped in the daily grind, living paycheck to paycheck, watching your energy, creativity, and purpose slowly wither under fluorescent lights and micromanagement, you are not alone, and you are not crazy. In fact, you're one of the awakened ones, the brave few who have started to question the system. This audiobook is your exit strategy, not just from your job, but from a mindset, a lifestyle, and a system that was never built for your true potential. Here, we won't romanticize quitting recklessly. We won't tell you to shout, "I quit," with no plan. Instead, we'll help you build a real, practical, and strategic path to freedom. A plan that lets you walk away with your head held high and never look back. You'll discover why millions are quietly quitting and consciously exiting. How to know when it's truly time to leave. How to turn your side hustle into a sustainable income. How to prepare financially, emotionally, and mentally. And how to design a life of purpose, profit, and personal freedom. This isn't just about saying goodbye to your job. It's about saying yes to your dreams. Yes to your vision. Yes to the version of you that's been silenced by fear, but still refuses to die. Because deep inside, you know you're meant for more. And this book, it's your roadmap to that more. So if you're ready to stop surviving Mondays and start designing your future, welcome to the Exit Strategy. How to Quit Your Job and Never Look Back. Written and published by the Zillion Pro. Chapter 1. The Job Trap. Why most people stay stuck. It's not that they don't have the desire to leave, it's that they've been conditioned to stay. Most people don't hate their jobs, they hate what their jobs do to them. The stress, the soul-numbing routine, the sense that their time, talents, and dreams are being traded for just enough money to survive, but never enough to truly live. This is the job trap, a silent prison with invisible bars made of fear, false security, and societal conditioning. Let's be honest. You were never taught to build a life. You were trained to hold a job. From a young age, we're programmed to chase stability. Go to school, get good grades, land a decent job, stay out of trouble, and if you're lucky, retire before your knees give out. This path is sold as the safe, respectable road to success. But for many, it becomes a hamster wheel of silent desperation. Let's break it down. The psychological chains. Most employees aren't stuck because they can't find a way out. They are stuck because they've mentally accepted captivity as comfort. Fear of the unknown, what if it doesn't work out? Fear of failure, what if I try something else and fall flat on my face? Fear of judgment, what will my parents, friends, or LinkedIn connections think? The brain is hardwired to prefer predictability over potential. Even if your job is draining your soul, it gives you a routine paycheck. It gives you structure. It gives you the illusion of control. And so, fear becomes a mental jail warden. You don't escape because you've been convinced it's too risky. But the real risk, spending 40 years in a job you hate and calling it responsibility. The financial chains. Let's talk money, the number one reason most people stay stuck. Your job gives you just enough to survive, but not enough to escape. This is called the golden handcuffs, a term used to describe salaries, benefits, and perks that keep high-potential people locked in low-fulfillment roles. Here's how the trap works. You get a paycheck. You build a lifestyle around that paycheck. You become dependent on that lifestyle. You feel like you can't quit, even when you want to. Now, you're not just working for money. You're working to maintain an identity, a mortgage, a car payment, a social status, none of which are truly you. And the more money you make, the deeper the trap becomes, because you feel like you have more to lose. The social conditioning. Have you ever noticed how quitting your job is often viewed as irresponsible, even if staying is destroying you? That's the effect of societal programming. We live in a world that glorifies business, overwork, and titles. You're successful if you work 60 hours a week for a big company, but you're crazy if you want to leave and start your own thing. This belief system is deeply rooted in cultural norms, religious expectations, gene-rational mindsets, fear-based advice from well-meaning people who never left the system themselves. You are not lazy for wanting more. You are not ungrateful for desiring freedom. You are simply awakening to a life beyond the trap, the comfort zone illusion. Comfort zones are dangerous, not because they are comfortable, but because they are deceptively limiting. Your 9 to the 5th of May offer predictability, but it often robs you of possibility. It may provide income, but rarely creates impact. It may keep you secure, but it may never let you soar. And what most people call comfort is really numbness. They are not thriving, they are tolerating. They are not living, they are enduring. And when endurance becomes your default, you forget that joy, purpose, and freedom are even options. The wake-up call. Here's the truth. Most people don't need a new job. They need a new way of thinking about work, wealth, and worth. If you're reading this, listening to this audiobook, or even considering an exit strategy, then your awakening has already begun. You feel it. Deep in your gut, you know you weren't born to sit in traffic, take orders, or spend your life making someone else rich. You were born to create, to lead, to build something that matters. But nothing changes until you break the illusion. The job isn't the enemy, the trap is. And once you see it clearly, you'll never unsee it again. Key takeaways. The job trap is a mix of fear, conditioning, and dependency, not lack of opportunity. Most people stay stuck not because they lack talent, but because they fear stepping into the unknown. Financial freedom starts with mental freedom. Comfort is the enemy of growth. You are not crazy for wanting more, you are courageous. Chapter 2. Signs it's time to leave. When the inner alarm goes off. When the soul starts to whisper, don't wait for it to scream. You don't wake up one day and suddenly hate your job. It happens slowly, quietly, a little dread here, a little disinterest there, until the day you look in the mirror and barely recognize the version of yourself who once had dreams bigger than a cubicle. There's no siren or blinking red light to tell you it's time to quit. But if you're paying attention, the inner alarm is always sounding. Let's look at the emotional, physical, and spiritual signals that your time in the job is up and why ignoring them can cost you your health, happiness, and future. The emotional red flags. Let's begin with your emotional state, because the first place dissatisfaction shows up is in your mood. Ask yourself, do you feel a heavy sense of dread every Sunday night? Are you constantly counting down to the weekend? Have you stopped caring about growth, contribution, or performance? Do you feel emotionally numb, anxious, irritated, or easily triggered at work? These aren't just bad days. They are emotional exhaustion indicators, and when they persist, it's a sign that your work environment is no longer aligned with your purpose, values, or passion. When you consistently leave work drained instead of fulfilled, it's not laziness. It's your soul sounding the alarm. The physical symptoms of misalignment. Your body keeps score. Long before your mind is ready to quit, your body begins sending signals, constant fatigue, even after a full night's rest. Tension in your neck, shoulders, or stomach. Headaches, insomnia, or a weakened immune system. Digestive issues that flare up around work hours. A growing dependency on caffeine, sugar, or substances to cope. Work that violates your values or drains your spirit will eventually break down your health. Your body is not meant to sustain long-term stress for short-term pay. If your job is costing you your health, it's already too expensive. The loss of purpose and passion. Another clear sign is the loss of meaning. You might still be productive. You may still smile in meetings. But deep down, you're running on autopilot. You're surviving, not thriving. Some questions to consider. Do you feel like your talents are being underutilized or wasted? Have you stopped dreaming about the future? Do you feel disconnected from the why behind what you do? Have your goals become blurry or disappeared altogether? Purpose is the fuel of progress. Without it, even the best-paying job becomes a beautiful prison. If you're no longer growing, you're slowly dying inside. And if you're not passionate about your work, it's not a job, it's just an income stream with a time limit. Toxic environment indicators. Sometimes, it's not the job, it's the culture. Toxic environments are silent killers of morale, motivation, and mental health. Look out for micromanagement and lack of trust. Office politics, gossip, and passive aggression. Bullying, discrimination, or subtle disrespect. Unreasonable expectations with no appreciation. A culture of overwork, burnout, or busy bragging. Toxic workplaces condition you to doubt yourself and lower your standards. But let this be your reminder, you are not the problem. The system is. And staying in dysfunction for the sake of a paycheck is emotional slavery. When your dreams start haunting you, this is the most powerful signal of all. When your dreams won't leave you alone. When you're doing the work, but your mind keeps drifting to what if. When you scroll through Instagram, YouTube, or LinkedIn and feel envy, not because others are winning, but because you know deep down you were meant to do more. That's not fantasy, that's calling. And the longer you ignore it, the louder it becomes, until one day, regret takes the place of possibility. There comes a moment when staying is more dangerous than leaving. A moment when not trying becomes your biggest risk. And when that moment arrives, you'll know. The door isn't closing on your job. It's opening to your destiny. The cost of ignoring the signs. Every day you stay where you don't belong, you pay a price. You pay in peace, creativity, relationships, health, confidence, and the life you could have built. The harsh truth. You can tolerate anything long enough to die unfulfilled. That's the path most people take. But not you. Because now, you see the signs. And once seen, they cannot be unseen. Key takeaways. Emotional burnout is not normal, it's a warning. Your body is a messenger. Listen to it. Passion is not a luxury, it's your life force. Toxic work environments dim your light and deplete your worth. Persistent dreams are sacred invitations to exit. The longer you ignore the signs, the more it costs your soul. Chapter 3. Clarity first. Define your exit vision. You can't escape a life you haven't fully defined. You must see it before you can seize it. Leaving your job is not just about quitting, it's about becoming. You're not just walking away from something, you're walking toward something greater. But here's the catch. You can't walk toward what you can't see, and you'll never leave the comfort of certainty unless the clarity of your vision outweighs the fear of the unknown. This is why clarity is the first real step in your exit strategy. Before the resignation letter, before the side hustle, before the freedom fund, you need to know, what am I really trying to build with my life? In this chapter, we'll help you discover the life you actually want, not the life you've settled for, so you can design an exit strategy with conviction and direction. Why clarity is power. Most people don't stay stuck because they lack desire. They stay stuck because they lack direction. They know what they don't want, but they haven't taken the time to define what they do want. So instead of moving forward, they stay spinning in circles, second-guessing every move. But clarity ends confusion. Clarity makes decision-making easier. Clarity gives you something to run toward, not just something to escape from. Before you can quit your job and never look back, you need a clear picture of what your next chapter looks like and why it's worth fighting for. The clarity questions. Let's start with some deep and necessary self-inquiry. Take time with these questions. Journal, reflect, revisit, because your future life depends on how honestly you answer them. 1. If you could design your perfect day, what would it look like? From the moment you wake up to the moment you sleep, what would you be doing? Where would you be? And how would you feel? 2. What kind of work would you do if money were no object? What problems would you solve? What skills would you use? Who would you help? 3. What do you want to be known for? What legacy or impact do you want to leave? What do you want your life to say? 4. What does success look like for you? Not society's definition. Not your parents' expectations. What does winning look like on your terms? 5. What kind of lifestyle supports your joy, peace, and freedom? Is it working remotely, running a business, traveling the world, homeschooling your kids, living off-grid? Clarity is not about choosing the most glamorous life, it's about choosing the most authentic life. Your freedom profile, career, money, and meaning. To build a purposeful exit strategy, you need to define your freedom profile, a blueprint that combines passion, income, and lifestyle. Let's break it into 3 pillars. A career calling. What kind of work makes you feel most alive? Coaching, content creation, e-commerce, design, real estate, tech freelancing, writing, speaking, consulting. Don't just think about titles, think about problems you love solving and people you love helping. B. Income vision. How much money do you actually need to thrive? Not survive. Thrive. What is your financial freedom number? What are your monthly expenses, lifestyle upgrades, travel goals, and investment dreams? Define your minimum and ideal income goals and reverse engineer them from your vision. See lifestyle design. Where do you want to live? How do you want to spend your time? Do you want to work from a beach? Live in a tiny house? Move to a new city every 3 months? You're not just building a career, you're building a life. Make sure your exit leads to the lifestyle that truly energizes you. Choose, pivot, freelance, or build. With clarity comes choice. There are several exit pathways. Let's explore them. Pivot. Change industries or roles, but remain employed. Ideal if you want more meaning or balance, but don't want to run a business. Freelance. Offer your skill sets as a contractor or consultant. Great for creatives, coaches, writers, and service providers who value freedom. Build a business. Launch a product, company, or online brand. Perfect if you have a bigger vision and want to scale something that outlives you. Your exit doesn't need to look like anyone else's. You get to define it. You get to own it. And yes, you're allowed to evolve as you go. The power of a compelling why. The clearer your vision, the stronger your motivation. But clarity without conviction will still lead to quitting too soon. This is why you need a deep, emotional why. Ask yourself, why does this matter to me now? What pain am I no longer willing to tolerate? What future am I willing to fight for, even when it's hard? Because the days will come when fear whispers, go back. And your why will be the reason you don't. Your why is your anchor, your fire, your fuel. And when your why is strong enough, the how begins to reveal itself. Key takeaways. Clarity is the starting point of every meaningful transformation. You can't exit toward a life you haven't defined. Your freedom profile, career, income, lifestyle should guide your decisions. There's more than one way to leave, pivot, freelance, or build. A strong why makes the hard days worth it. Chapter 4. Build the bridge before you burn it. Don't just quit. Prepare your freedom. Build your bridge before you leap. So, you've gained clarity on what you truly want. You've felt the inner nudge, and maybe the not-so-gentle push, toward something more fulfilling, more free, more you. But before you go sprinting into your boss's office with a resignation letter in hand, let's hit pause. Because true freedom isn't about jumping blindly, it's about building strategically. This chapter is your template for transition, how to exit with your dignity, bank account, relationships, and confidence intact. No recklessness, no panic, just power, preparation, and precision. Don't burn the bridge yet. Movies and social media glamorize dramatic exits, storming out, flipping tables, posting #quit my job on Instagram with a mic drop caption. That might feel good in the moment, but in real life, you need a bridge. A way to cross from employment to entrepreneurship, or freelancing, or pivoting without drowning in stress or desperation. Your job may feel like a cage, but it's also a launch pad. It funds your next move. It buys you time. It gives you structure while you build your future. So don't burn the bridge. Build on it. Start with a 6 to 12 month runway plan. The safest exits are the ones built over time. Create a runway timeline, the number of months you'll use to prepare, save, and build before quitting. Here's what to focus on during that period. 1. Define your departure date. Pick a target quit date. It can be flexible, but make it real. This keeps you focused and prevents the trap of someday. 2. Audit your finances. Know exactly how much you earn, spend, save, and owe. Identify expenses you can cut or reduce now. Begin building your freedom fund, a 3 to 6 month living expenses cushion. Rule of thumb, save at least 3 to 6 months of expenses before quitting. 3. Start the side hustle now. Don't wait for perfect timing. Start while you're still employed, even if it's just 1 to 2 hours a day. Whether it's freelancing, coaching, selling a product, monetizing content, consulting or contract work. Start slow, start small. But start now. Time management, the 5 to 9 before the 9 to 5. You don't need 8 extra hours a day, you just need 2 focused hours of consistent effort. Design a simple weekly system, wake up 1 hour earlier or use your evening to build. Batch tasks, content creation, client outreach, product development. Use weekends to launch and test ideas. Your job funds your vision, but your extra hours fuel it. You're not tired. You're uninspired. Change what you're working toward. Leverage your current role before you leave it. You might be itching to go, but there are hidden resources in your current job you can leverage. Network, build relationships with co-workers, mentors, clients. Many may support your next move. Skill stacking, volunteer for projects that align with your exit path. Marketing, leadership, tech, writing, etc. Education, take advantage of company-paid trainings, software access, or certifications. Credibility, keep performing well so you leave with strong references and reputation. Think of your job as a paid internship for your future life. Milk every learning opportunity you can, then move on with class. Create systems, not just dreams. Dreams without systems die in the realm of fantasy. As you build your bridge, set goals with deadlines, launch your website by X, book 3 clients by Y, save said amount. Track progress weekly. What worked, what didn't, what needs to change. Automate what you can. Email funnels, social media, payment systems. Document your process. Repeatable systems equals scalable freedom. A sloppy start leads to a stressful exit. A strategic start leads to sustainable freedom. Emotional preparation, facing the fear. Even with money saved and a plan in place, fear will whisper, what if it fails? What if I regret it? What if I'm not ready? Let's be real, fear doesn't disappear, you outgrow it. So prepare your mind as much as your finances. Read books, listen to empowering podcasts, immerse in success stories. Surround yourself with possibility thinkers, not fear peddlers. Journal your doubts, but also your wins and lessons. Visualize your new life daily. Make it feel real before it becomes reality. You don't need to be fearless, you just need to move forward despite the fear. Know when you're ready to leap. You don't need everything to be perfect, but you do need to be prepared. Here are signs you're truly ready. You have 3 to 6 months of living expenses saved. Your side hustle is generating income or traction. You've documented your systems and growth plan. You feel confident in your vision and next steps. You're mentally and emotionally at peace with the decision. Staying any longer would be compromising your values or growth. When those boxes are checked, it's time, not just to quit, but to launch. Key takeaways. Don't burn the bridge, build on it. A 6 to 12 month runway makes your exit smoother and safer. Side hustle momentum is essential before the leap. Use your current job as a stepping stone, not a sentence. Systems, not emotion, create sustainable freedom. Prepare emotionally, not just financially. Leap when prepared, not when pressured. Chapter 5. The Money Plan. Financial intelligence before the leap. Freedom without financial preparation is just stress in disguise. You've defined your vision. You're building your bridge. But now comes the part that either propels your freedom or sabotages it. Money. Here's the truth no one tells you. You don't need to be rich to quit your job, but you do need to be strategic. Because when financial pressure hits, even the boldest dreams can crumble under stress. In this chapter, we'll show you how to build a money plan that allows you to walk away from your 9 to 5 without anxiety and never look back. This is about financial intelligence, not just budgeting. Because true wealth isn't just having money, it's having options. Why money matters more than motivation. You may have heard the phrase, leap and the net will appear. In reality, if you leap without preparing a net, you'll hit the ground hard. Money gives you breathing room. It buys you time to build, test, and pivot. It reduces desperation and increases negotiation power. Most people don't fail after quitting their jobs because they lack talent. They fail because they ran out of money before their ideas took off. So let's build your money muscle, starting now. Step 1. Calculate your freedom number. Your freedom number is the amount of money you need monthly to live comfortably without a paycheck. Here's how to calculate it. 1. List all essential expenses, rent/mortgage, food, utilities, insurance, minimum debt payments, internet and phone, transport. 2. Add buffer expenses, emergency cushion, basic recreation, healthcare, Tools/subscriptions for your side hustle. 3. Add 10 to 20% for unexpected costs. Let's say your total comes to $2,500 per month. Your Freedom Fund should cover 3 to 6 months of that. $2,500 times 6 months equals $15,000 Freedom Fund goal. This doesn't have to happen overnight, but knowing your number gives you a clear target. Step 2. Build the Freedom Fund. This is your financial runway, the safety net between quitting and thriving. Where to save? Open a separate high-yield savings account. Label it Freedom Fund to keep your focus strong. Automate deposits even if it's $50/week. How to speed it up? Unnecessary expenses, subscriptions, eating out, luxury shopping. Downsize or sell unused items. Take on extra freelance or gig work for 3 to 6 months. Funnel all bonuses, tax refunds, or side income into the fund. Remember, sacrifice for a season can buy you freedom for a lifetime. Step 3. Eliminate or minimize debt. Debt is the invisible leash that keeps many people stuck in jobs they hate. Before you quit, list all your debts and minimum monthly payments. Focus on eliminating high-interest debt first, like credit cards. Negotiate lower interest rates or consolidate where possible. Avoid taking on new debt unless it directly builds your business or income stream. You don't need to be 100% debt-free, but reducing your financial obligations increases your freedom margin. Step 4. Create multiple income streams. Relying on one stream of income is risky, even if it's your own business. Build 2 to 3 streams that work together. For example, active income, you work, you earn freelancing, consulting, contract jobs, coaching or teaching. Semi-passive income, digital products, ebooks, templates, courses, affiliate marketing, YouTube or podcast monetization, print-on-demand merchandise. Passive income, less effort after setup, investments, stocks, crypto, real estate. Licensing content or software, royalties from books or music. Don't try to do everything at once, start with one and layer others over time. The goal? Replace your paycheck with multiple money pillars. Step 5. Master entrepreneurial budgeting. Once you exit, your finances change. You'll need to shift from employee thinking to CEO thinking. Here's how. Separate business and personal accounts. Pay yourself a fixed salary each month. Budget for taxes. Set aside 20 to 30% of profit. Track income, expenses, and growth metrics weekly. Use tools like QuickBooks, Wave, or simple spreadsheets. You're not just a creative, you're now the CFO of your life. Own it, track it, grow it. Emergency planning. What if things go wrong? Exiting is powerful, but life is unpredictable. Build Plan B strategies. Have a last resort side hustle, freelancing, remote gig, etc. Keep your resume or LinkedIn updated, just in case. Maintain relationships with former employers or clients. Stay adaptable. You may pivot, rebrand, or relaunch more than once. Confidence comes from preparation, not perfection. Key takeaways. Financial pressure kills creativity. Build a buffer before you leap. Your freedom number is your financial compass. Eliminate debt and slash unnecessary spending now. Multiple income streams equal sustainable freedom. Learn to budget like a business owner. Have a plan B so fear doesn't paralyze you. Financial intelligence is freedom's foundation. Chapter 6. Mindset over paycheck. Rewiring your identity. Before you leave the job, you must leave the mindset that made you stay. Leaving a job is not just a physical action, it's an identity shift. You're not just trading one way of earning income for another. You're transitioning from employee to entrepreneur, from security seeker to freedom builder, from taker of orders to creator of opportunities. This chapter is about making the mental leap, because no amount of money, planning, or skills can save you if you're still operating with a paycheck mindset in a freedom economy. The truth: most people who fail after quitting don't fail because of the market. They fail because they never upgraded their mindset. Let's fix that. What is the paycheck mindset? The paycheck mindset is a deeply ingrained way of thinking, shaped by years, sometimes decades, of working for someone else. It looks like this: I work, I get paid. I'm valuable because of my position or title. Someone else will tell me what to do. The safer path is the better path. I need permission to try something new. I need to be busy to feel productive. This thinking makes sense inside a company, where you're rewarded for staying in your lane and executing predictable tasks. But in the entrepreneurial world, this mindset becomes a trap. Because out here, there's no guaranteed paycheck, no boss to validate you, no roadmap handed to you, no fixed schedule or performance review, just you, your vision, and your ability to create value. The entrepreneurial mindset, a new operating system. If the paycheck mindset is about security, the entrepreneurial mindset is about self-leadership. It sounds like this: I take responsibility for my results. I don't need permission to create. Every problem is an opportunity. Failure is feedback, not a verdict. My time is my most valuable asset. I am my most important investment. Shifting to this new operating system is not automatic. It takes awareness, discipline, and practice. Let's break down the key mental shifts you'll need to make. Identity shift number 1, from security to self-reliance. For years, you may have relied on your job to meet all your needs, financially, socially, even emotionally. Now, you must rely on you. This doesn't mean isolating yourself, but it does mean you become the source of your own income. You learn to solve problems without waiting for someone else's approval. You build your own structure, deadlines, and systems. The reward, true freedom. But it starts with trusting your ability to lead yourself. Identity shift number 2, from employee obedience to creative ownership. As an employee, you were trained to follow procedures, execute what was assigned, meet KPIs someone else created. As a builder of your own path, you now create the product, the message, the strategy. Set your own goals. Innovate, adapt, and improve based on the real world, not a manual. This shift activates your inner CEO. You're no longer waiting for instructions, you're designing your destiny. Identity shift number 3, from fear of failure to feedback-driven growth. Employees fear failure because it could cost them a raise or even their job. Entrepreneurs embrace failure as data. Every failed launch, slow sales week, or social media post that flopped is simply information. If you internalize failure, you retreat, but if you extract the lesson, you evolve. Let this become your new mantra: I don't lose. I learn, I adapt, I win. Identity shift number 4, from time-based value to outcome-based value. Employees get paid for showing up. Entrepreneurs get paid for delivering results. In this new world, it doesn't matter if you work 4 hours or 14 hours. What matters is, did you solve a problem? Did you add value? Did you move the needle? Value creation becomes your currency. And once you master it, your income becomes unlimited. Identity shift number 5, from scarcity to expansion. Inside the paycheck mindset, the question is, how do I protect what I have? Inside the freedom mindset, the question is, how do I create more from what I already have? This means believing that there's enough opportunity to go around. Learning to collaborate, not compete. Seeing every challenge as a creative invitation. You begin to operate from abundance, not fear. And that unlocks doors hustle never could. Daily practices to reinforce the new mindset. Changing your mindset isn't a one-time event, it's a daily ritual. Here's how to reinforce your new identity every day. Morning focus ritual. Review your vision and goals. Speak affirmations like, I am capable of building wealth through value and service. I create solutions that people gladly pay for. Learn something every day. Read 10 pages of a growth book. Listen to entrepreneurial podcasts or YouTube interviews. Invest in courses that sharpen your skills. Create before you consume. Spend the first hour of your day creating content, offers, or systems. Avoid scrolling social media until you've built momentum. Reflect and recalibrate. Ask, what worked today? What didn't? What needs to shift tomorrow? These small practices compound into massive identity upgrades. Reprogramming your environment. Lastly, you can't change your life if you're surrounded by people and environments that reinforce your old identity. You don't rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your systems and your surroundings. Start surrounding yourself with creators, doors, builders, possibility thinkers. people who have already done what you want to do. Your environment will either accelerate your evolution or sabotage it. Key takeaways. Mindset is more important than money when making your exit. The paycheck mindset is rooted in dependency, fear, and fixed thinking. You must upgrade to the entrepreneurial mindset of ownership, resilience, and expansion. Identity shifts are required, from employee to creator, from obedience to ownership, from failure fear to feedback focus. Daily habits and the right environment are crucial to maintaining your new mindset. Chapter 7. The quiet quit versus the bold exit. Choosing your style. You don't owe anyone a performance. You owe yourself a clean break. So, you've done the inner work. You've defined the vision. You've built the bridge. You've made the money plan. And you've rewired your mindset. Now comes the moment you've been waiting for, making the exit. But here's the question. Should you slip out quietly, or should you walk out boldly and announce your next move with clarity and confidence? This chapter isn't just about how to quit. It's about how to exit with integrity, strategy, and alignment. Whether you're planning a low-key departure or a major professional pivot, we'll walk you through the key decision factors and how to quit without burning bridges or betraying yourself. What is a quiet quit? The term quiet quitting has taken the spotlight in recent years. But let's be clear, it doesn't always mean silently slacking or ghosting your job. Quiet quitting, in this context, means you stop going above and beyond. You detach emotionally from the hustle culture. You do what's required, nothing more, nothing less. You protect your energy while building your exit plan behind the scenes. It's not sabotage. It's self-preservation. Quiet quitting works best when you need time to build your side hustle. You want to avoid attention or office drama. Your workplace is toxic, but you can't leave yet. You want to fly under the radar while executing your strategy. Quiet quitting is not cowardice. It's intentional detachment with a plan. What is a bold exit? The bold exit is deliberate, vocal, and often public. It means you hand in your resignation with clarity and confidence. Communicate your next move with pride. Thank your team, but stand firm in your direction. Use the opportunity to launch or introduce your new chapter. The bold exit works best when you've built momentum with your next move. You want to inspire others by your example. You're ready to cut the cord cleanly and confidently. You're leaving on good terms and want to be remembered well. Bold doesn't mean reckless, it means fully owning your decision. Choosing your exit style. Key considerations are: what's your personality and communication style? Are you naturally private or public? Do you prefer to keep moves quiet or celebrate milestones openly? Do you owe your current workplace transparency or just respect? Choose an exit method that aligns with your truth, not someone else's playbook. B. What's the workplace culture like? Is your workplace politically charged, toxic, or drama-filled? Is leadership likely to retaliate or respect your decision? Are you in a small team where exits are sensitive? If you suspect backlash or gossip, the quiet exit may protect your peace. If you're in a healthy environment, a bold exit might even open doors later. C. How far along is your exit plan? Do you have your freedom fund? Is your next income stream stable or growing? Have you tested and validated your business idea or side hustle? If you're still in setup mode, stay quiet and calculated. If you're ready to fly, do it with style and strength. Writing your resignation letter without drama. No matter which path you choose, leave professionally and respectfully. Here's a simple template to help. Subject: Notice of resignation. Dear manager's name, I want to formally notify you of my resignation from company name, effective last working day, usually 2 weeks from today. I'm grateful for the opportunities I've had to learn and grow here, and I've enjoyed working with the team. This decision was made after careful thought and is part of a personal and professional transition I've been preparing for. Please let me know how I can assist in the transition process over the coming weeks. Wishing you and the company continued success. Warm regards. Your name, no drama, no shade, just class. What to say and what not to say. Whether it's a resignation email, an exit interview, or a casual goodbye, say, thank you for the opportunity. I've learned a lot here. I'm moving on to pursue other goals. I'm happy to assist during the transition. Don't say, This place is toxic. I'm not being paid enough. I can't wait to be my own boss. I'm leaving because management is clueless. Even if it's true, leave with honor. Not because they deserve it, but because you do. Telling your colleagues or not. You don't owe your co-workers your full plan, but if you're close to some of them, a simple, direct approach works best. I've made a personal decision to transition out of the company. I've really appreciated our time together and I'm excited about what's next. Keep it brief, kind, and forward-focused. You're not gossiping, you're growing. The power of a clean break. Whether you exit quietly or boldly, here's what matters most. Make it clean. Make it clear. Make it final. Don't ghost. Don't straddle the line. Don't mentally quit months before you physically do. A clean exit gives you closure and protects your energy for what's next, turning your exit into a launch. If you're going bold, here's how to use your exit as a powerful transition moment. Announce your next chapter on LinkedIn or social media. After X years in industry, I'm stepping into your next role or venture to help your audience do value you offer. Excited for what's ahead? Use the momentum to build your audience. Send a thoughtful farewell email to colleagues with your new website or contact info. Ask for testimonials or LinkedIn recommendations before you go. Let your exit be a beginning, not just an ending. Key takeaways. Your exit style should reflect your values, personality, and preparation level. Quiet quitting is a valid, strategic option for protecting your peace. A bold exit, when done with integrity, can spark momentum and inspiration. Write a respectful, no-drama resignation letter. Avoid trash-talking your employer, it hurts you more than them. A clean break is powerful mentally, emotionally, and professionally. Use your exit to launch your next chapter with clarity and class. Chapter 8. Building your freedom empire. Don't just quit your job, build a life so aligned and abundant, you'll never need one again. You've taken the leap. The job is behind you. You've crossed the bridge, closed the chapter, and stepped into a new world, one where you are the architect of your future. Now what? It's time to build. Not just a hustle, not just income, but a freedom empire, a life and business aligned with your passion, powered by purpose, and protected by systems that work even when you rest. This chapter is about transformation. From ex-employee to empowered builder. From side hustler to CEO of your own life. From surviving to thriving on your own terms. What is a freedom empire? A freedom empire isn't about having a business just to say you do. It's about building a sustainable ecosystem that funds your lifestyle, fulfills your purpose, and gives you full control of your time. It's built on 3 pillars: freedom of income, you decide how and when you make money. Freedom of time, you choose how to spend your day. Freedom of purpose, you align your work with your deepest values. This isn't fantasy, it's strategy, and it's your next mission. The Empire Blueprint, 5 core foundations. Let's break it down. Here's what every successful freedom empire needs. 1. Core offer or service. What problem do you solve? Who do you serve? Every empire begins with a clear and valuable offer. Whether it's a digital product, ebook, course, templates, a service, coaching, consulting, design, writing, a program, group mentorship, training series, a brand, influencer platform, content creation, product line. You must define what you sell, why it matters, who it's for, what makes it different. Clarity here equals confidence everywhere. 2. Audience and authority. Your next paycheck comes from the audience you build, not from your old employer. Start cultivating a niche community that needs what you offer. A presence on 1 or 2 key platforms: YouTube, Instagram, LinkedIn, TikTok, etc. A personal brand based on trust, transformation, and authenticity. You don't need 1 million followers, just a few hundred who believe in your value. Focus on connection over vanity metrics. 3. Content engine. Your content is your new resume, marketing funnel, and proof of expertise, all in one. Create content that educates, empowers, engages, converts. Use video, audio, email, blogs, reels, whatever suits your style and your audience's needs. Rule: show your work, share your process, serve before you sell. Consistency and authenticity builds empires faster than perfection. 4. System and structure. Your empire can't run on hustle alone. Build systems that automate and scale email marketing funnels, client onboarding workflows, payment processes and scheduling, course or membership delivery, analytics to track growth. Use tools like Kajabi, ConvertKit, Notion, Trello, Calendly, Gumroad, Stripe, and others. Systems set you free. They allow you to scale without stress. 5. Revenue strategy. Now, let's talk money. Your freedom empire must be profitable. Here's how to structure your revenue streams. A. High-impact offer, your premium service or signature product. B. Mid-tier offer, courses, group programs, or digital downloads. C. Low-cost entry, templates, mini-courses, ebooks. D. Passive income, affiliates, licensing, ads, investments. Don't depend on one stream. Build multiple pillars so when one dips, others sustain you. The Freedom CEO mindset. Your mindset must now evolve into creator and commander. Here's what that looks like. Think long-term. Build for impact, not just income. Delegate. Don't do it all yourself. Outsource what drains you. Track your time. Know where your hours go, and protect your focus. Set CEO days. Block 1 or 2 days a week to work on your business, not just in it. Raise your standards. You are no longer an employee, you are the brand. Own it. Build, then multiply. Once your first stream of income is consistent and systemized, launch a second product or service. Expand your brand to a new platform. Host a virtual event or mini-course. Build an audience asset, email list, podcast, YouTube channel. From here, your empire becomes a machine. You create, you serve, you earn, you grow, even while you sleep. Success rituals of freedom builders. To stay focused and energized on the journey, develop these habits: daily clarity sessions, 10 minutes of journaling your goals and mindset. Weekly CEO review: what worked, what didn't, what needs adjusting. Digital minimalism: avoid endless scrolling. Create more than you consume. Boundaries: don't let hustle replace the 9 to 5. You left for freedom, live like it. Celebrate small wins. Every client, sale, post, or breakthrough counts. Consistency, speed, momentum, motivation. Key takeaways: your freedom empire is a business, brand, and life designed by you, for you. Build it with clarity: what you offer, who you serve, and how you scale. Start small, but build with vision and systems. Your mindset is your strongest asset. Think like a CEO. Income diversification protects your peace. Celebrate the process. Growth is the goal. Chapter 9. Post-exit success habits. You didn't leave the 9 to 5 just to hustle 24/7. Success after the exit is built on structure, not stress. Quitting your job is not the finish line, it's the starting gate. What you do after the exit determines whether you soar with freedom or spiral with confusion and burnout. Welcome to the reality of being your own boss. No alarms, no manager, no deadlines unless you set them. It sounds like paradise until you realize that freedom without structure becomes chaos. In this chapter, we'll unpack the daily, weekly, and monthly habits that separate the dreamers from the doers, those who linger in uncertainty from those who scale with certainty. If you want your freedom empire to not just survive, but thrive, these habits are your new compass. The myth of no structured freedom. Let's bust a myth. Freedom is not the absence of structure. It's the ability to design your own structure. Without systems, you'll drift. Without rhythm, you'll burn out. And without habits, your productivity and profits will stay stuck. The most successful post-quit entrepreneurs all share this truth. I built the discipline before I built the dream. So let's give your freedom a framework. The 5 foundational post-exit habits. Here are the 5 daily/weekly success habits every self-employed freedom builder should master. 1. Own your morning. The CEO start. Your morning routine is no longer a luxury, it's non-negotiable. The way you start sets the tone for your entire day. Ideal freedom morning includes mindset, journaling, prayer, meditation, or affirmations. Movement, light workout or stretching to activate your body. Planning, review top 3 priorities and calendar for the day. Focus, 1 deep work block with no distract irons. Win the morning, and you'll often win the business. 2. Time blocking and deep work. As your own boss, your schedule can either be a trap or a tool. Time blocking helps you structure freedom into focus windows, 90-minute work sprints, 15-minute breaks, themed days, for example, Marketing Mondays, Fulfillment Fridays, weekly CEO time for review, strategy, and financial health. And then there's deep work, uninterrupted time for creation, problem solving, and growth. Guard it like treasure. 3. Track, measure, adjust. You can't grow what you don't track. Weekly or monthly, review revenue and expenses, audience growth, conversion rates, time spent versus value created, personal energy and stress levels. Keep a freedom dashboard, Notion, spreadsheet, journal to monitor the numbers that matter. Success is not magic, it's measured momentum. For client/customer excellence habits, happy clients equals repeat business equals referrals equals sustainable growth. Habits for high-level service, prompt communication, respond within 24 to 48 hours. Clear onboarding and delivery timelines. Ask for feedback and reviews regularly. Over-deliver where possible. You're not just building a business, you're building a reputation. 5. Daily learning and skill sharpening. The post-exit journey requires constant growth. Carve out 30 to 60 minutes a day for reading books on business, mindset, leadership, watching courses or tutorials in your niche, listening to podcasts from entrepreneurs ahead of you, practicing new skills relevant to your offer. This habit separates the plateaued from the prolific. Stay a student, and you'll always stay relevant. Weekly success rituals. Weekly CEO check-in. What did I accomplish? What drained me? What energized me? What's the one big goal for next week? Where can I automate or delegate? Block 60 to 90 minutes every week to realign and refocus. Content and marketing review. Batch plan your content. Track what's working. Stay consistent even when you don't feel inspired. Reset and refuel day. Take one day off per week. Unplug. Refresh. This is not laziness, it's longevity. Monthly empire maintenance. Each month, do a full freedom business review. Income generated. Growth in audience or leads. Client or customer satisfaction. Workflow bottlenecks. Mental and emotional health check-in. Vision recalibration. Ask yourself, is my business still aligned with the life I want? If not, adjust. That's the power of your new life. Avoiding the common pitfalls. After quitting, many fall into one of these traps: hustle addiction. Working 12-hour days because you think that's how freedom is earned. Fix. Schedule your rest. Measure outcomes, not hours. Comparison paralysis. Obsessing over how fast others are growing. Fix. Track your own KPIs. Build quietly. Celebrate small wins. Shiny object syndrome. Jumping from idea to idea without seeing one through. Fix. Pick one core offer and focus for 90 days. Design your freedom rhythm. Your habits should match your energy, vision, and values. Create a weekly rhythm like this: day focus area. Monday, content and strategy. Tuesday, client fulfillment. Wednesday, marketing and outreach. Thursday, learning and admin. Friday, review and wrap up. Saturday, rest or light creation. Sunday, reset and visioning. This isn't rigid, it's intentional freedom. Key takeaways. Quitting the 9-5 is just the start. Habits shape what happens next. Structure is your best friend in a world without bosses. Build daily rituals around mindset, focus, creation, and learning. Track progress weekly and measure what matters. Protect your peace, rest often, and grow sustainably. Align your life rhythm with the empire you want to build. Chapter 10. The exit was just the beginning. You didn't just quit a job, you claimed your life. So here you are. No more clocking in. No more trading time for someone else's dream. No more living under ceilings someone else designed. You've done what most people only talk about. You've executed the exit strategy and emerged on the other side, not just with freedom, but with focus, clarity, and power. But now, the real journey begins. Because quitting your job was never the ultimate goal. The goal was to reclaim your time, reignite your purpose, and rebuild your life on your own terms. This was never about escape. This was about elevation. Remember what you've built: a clear vision that anchors you, a strategic bridge that supports your transition, a solid financial foundation that gives you breathing space, a renewed mindset that no longer seeks permission, only purpose, a freedom empire designed around your gifts and values, and powerful success habits that keep you focused, steady, and growing. You're not winging it anymore. You're leading it. Stay the course. Yes, you'll have hard days. Yes, you'll doubt yourself. Yes, you'll face voices, internal and external, asking, should you have stayed? But here's the truth: you already know what staying costs. Now it's time to discover the full reward of building something that is truly yours. Keep showing up. Keep learning. Keep creating. Keep leading. Let this not be a temporary escape, but the permanent awakening of who you were always meant to be. Your freedom inspires others. Every time you choose courage over comfort, you give others permission to do the same. You're not just building for yourself, you're becoming a model, a mentor, a movement. So shine boldly, speak confidently, build relentlessly, because someone out there is watching your journey and thinking, if they can do it, so can I. Your exit may have been quiet, but your success will be loud. Final words. Your job was just a chapter. Now you're writing the rest of the story with ownership, vision, and power. And remember, you're not behind. You're not too late. You're not crazy. You're just finally free. Now go build a life you don't need a vacation from. The exit strategy was your blueprint. The rest of your empire is up to you. Now it's time to think bigger, bolder, and beyond yourself.